Well, it's not so much goodbye as see you soon. Yeah, so since I was flying Southwest Airlines, the only club available to me was on my priority pass, and that was, oddly enough, the club. Not a bad place, clean, had some food, had some drink. People were pretty nice, I will say. But look, at the end of the day, this wasn't a fancy experience, and I don't sense that really New Orleans has any fancy experience.
Okay, good morning. I'm here at New Orleans Louis Armstrong International Airport, about to get on a Southwest flight. Today I'm flying Southwest non-stop from New Orleans to Dallas Lovefield. So this is a good opportunity for me to see whether or not the Southwest product has changed already very significantly or not. We'll take a look at the seating, we'll take a look at the processes, and we'll see what looks still good. See you soon.
No more open seating on Southwest, and I know a lot of people like that, but I gotta tell you, going back to this system after several years, this isn't something I'm going to miss, it turns out. That open seating area inside the terminal, it takes up a lot of space. Space that I could have had for a seat, and I couldn't find because it was occupied. You know what else I didn't care for? I didn't care for people trying to bump around me and get in front of me. I actually had one woman say, "I'm number 44 and you're 45," and then just shoved her way past me. It's starting to look a little petty. I think the one real upside is that the flow to get onto the plane is more organized and a little bit quicker. This is the part where I realized we're getting on a pretty old aircraft. Immediately getting on board, everything looked really worn out. Let's talk about carry-on baggage. Those overhead compartments are not going to store a lot of baggage. They're old, and they only allow you to lie your bag flat. American Airlines, who has opened up the baggage compartment, made it so that the bags can sit on their sides and fit more bags. Every airline should have this at this point. Yeah, that legroom used to be a lot bigger than it is today. Now you say Southwest is better, and I say I found a very, very dirty aircraft. Hard to see in the photos, but very much so filthy. And honestly, this didn't happen last night. This aircraft was dirty and had been neglected for some time. Look at the windows. Very dirty, very old. Even hard to see through. Come on, Southwest is way better than that. When your flight makes that turn, it's not a good sign. My friends were on this plane, and notice they didn't have to make a turn.
This is a comment on a single flight from New Orleans to Dallas. I'm here in Lovefield Airport, and this is my summary. On the basics, takeoff and arrival. We left on time, we arrived on time. On the aircraft, on a 1 to 5 star rating, I'd give it a 2. And I would give it a 2 because it was dirty, it was old, it was squeaky and loud. Overhead baggage space was minimal. And I'm a tall person, but I'm not as tall as some people are today. My leg space was less than on American Airlines. Maybe the same, but I think it was a little less. I think coming into Lovefield Airport, my reaction is this airport has become incredibly crowded with concessions. And while we welcome concessions as travelers, the concessions are everywhere. They're in the middle of the aisle, and they're intruding on your ability to get in and out of the airport. So, not the best experience. Will I fly Southwest again? Almost assuredly, because I'm making these videos. Will I look forward to it? No. And if I weren't making these videos and you asked me if I was going to fly Southwest versus another airline to get to a destination, I'd probably fly American, Delta, or United. At the end of the day, they have their act together. I have a few more observances. I think that may be time to recognize that Southwest should change some things. Their boarding process is taking up very valuable space in the waiting area for flights. And their flights are so full, there's not enough space for passengers, and there's really not enough space for people to maneuver through. So maybe these changes for Southwest will be positive, but I think they're focusing on the wrong things first. Ultimately, they're not going to go bankrupt. They're not going to not survive. But how they survive and what they evolve to is anybody's guess. There are some problems here. So that's all. Thanks for watching Terminal 2W. I'm headed off to an Uber in my home. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I want every airline to succeed, and I want every airport to be great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this experience, it's not worth it anymore. There was a time when Southwest actually exceeded expectations. Today, it not only doesn't exceed expectations, honestly, they've dropped a lot farther than I think they're truly willing to admit. Let's hope. And for the meantime, I don't think I'm going to look for another trip on this airline anytime soon.